Today in Grease Pencil, we're going to look at anticipation, or the principle of anticipation. So let's begin by going in here. We're going to create a layer for our ground, and we'll go ahead and name it ground. There we go. And this should be a line just to make things, of course you could hand draw this if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go like that. And then I want a second one because we're going to do a run and jump. So there we go. And now I'm going to go back, and I think we're going to use a fill this time. So let's go over here to a solid fill and change our coloration. Maybe make it, maybe go blue. There we go. And so that our solid fill is a blue. And I'm going to, instead of hand drawing this, I'm going to use a circle. And let's start our beginning spot. And so I'm going to just simply draw a circle here. There we go. And next we need to go ahead and set up our anticipation. So from draw mode, I'm going to jump over here to edit mode. And let's go over here to shear. And I want to, first of all, select my circle. And let's go over here to, let's make sure we've got our settings set correctly. 24 frames per second. I do not need 250. I think I need about 3 seconds to do this. So that'd be what, 672 frames. There, that makes it a lot easier to keep track of. And we can expand this a little bit. Do make sure that you've turned on your onion skinning so that you'll be able to see what's happening as we between our keyframes. If I'm landing over here at around frame 70, maybe 68, we need a couple of frames to land at, and then we're going to leap for half a second maybe, so that'd be 12 frames. So we're back to 58, and we got to get this all planned out. So 58 will run for at least a second, right? So that'd be to run up there. Maybe I don't need 70. Well, we need some anticipation here, don't we? Okay, I think this will work. So let's go back here, and I want to start out, and then a quarter of a second in, so 6 frames in, we need to anticipate. Now, when we're doing anticipation, normally what we want to emphasize is the pullback, or the opposite direction that they're going to go. So let's pull the sphere back. There you can see it's pulling back a little bit. And that looks pretty good. Now we're going to hold there for a few seconds. And what we might, well, not a few seconds, a few frames. And what we might do is give it a little bit of wiggle here, that there's some force going on here. And I'm going to just jiggle it a little bit so that it looks like, you know, we're really anticipating the movement forward. And there, that's looking pretty good. So yeah, we got some jiggle there now. And then right before you take off on a run is you're going to move into a forward position. There, and you can see our onion skinning is happening there in the background. So they're at frame 12, we're ready to start moving. And let's go over here to our move, still in edit mode. And we're going to, over the course of the next second, so 36 frame, I'm going to move him or her all the way to here. And then at 36, we're going to pause and do a squash stretch to emphasize the jump that's coming up. Now you might, well, yeah, and remember when we're doing squash stretch, we need to keep volume. We need to lower it so that it's still on the ground. And then maybe 39. Let's move it all the way over here. And then at 41, two frame, we're basically animating on the twos here. And we're going to return back to our scaling, pull the character back up and in a little bit, back to the original size, and then launch. So, and I'm just going to go over here 2 frames, and let's pull the character up and over. There we go. And we're probably going to stretch a little bit here as we're going up. So again, keeping our volume consistent. Go over here another 2 frames. Where's 43? So 45. Move up and over some more. And maybe at this point, yeah, let's do that. Let's change our shear so that we're starting to shift back to up and down. And then at the next 2 frames, 2 frames over, we're going to adjust some more. So we're starting to get ready to land and move over a little more. Probably going to start losing some height here. And then 2 more frames. And it's up to you how much you want to do the shear here. But I'm going to, and if we're going to land here, we're probably going to compress. Pull out so our squash stretch stays true. But remember, you don't squash until you actually touch ground. And I want to, do I want some more shear? That's up to you. Pull it as you want. Here we go. And 51. We're going to restore, start pulling the character back, adjust back to our, come out of our squash stretch. And remember, they're still going to have some momentum going forward. So let's, 2 more frames. They're still moving, probably going to shear back the other way because, you know, they do have momentum. There we go. And shift that over some more. And really from here on out, we could bring them to a stop at 72 and bring the shear back to normal. That's where they stop. You might want to have them stop a little bit earlier than that so that they got a resting phase. Yeah, let's have them stop a little earlier. So I'm going to select all my, and pull that back to 66. And then, yeah, that looks good. Now, the next thing we need to do is go through and interpolate between our fills. So again, here on fills, good. I'm locking the ground so I don't accidentally change something. Now, if you really just love to draw circles, you could go through and go ahead and hand draw or hand move all these additional keyframes in between, but I'm notoriously lazy. So I'm going to move in here to the middle here, go to grease pencil, interpolate, and now you can see my circle does shift. It is keyframed all the way through. We need to do that in between all the keyframes that we've created. So let's interpolate. And again, just go back through, do all of our little sequences. And we'll very quickly have a full animation set to go and ready to be rendered. Won't that be lovely? You will have completed your animation. Now, of course, we want to verify everything. I'm going to do this real quick. And then we can scrub to make sure that it's doing it the way we want it to. That looks good. So we've got anticipation, we've got squash stretch, we've got good timing happening here. Now we want to make sure that we've got our output set correctly. No, it's not. So we want to go to image or video and make sure you select MP4 instead of the other. We want MPEG, not MKV for our output. Make sure you've got it's going to go to the folder that you want it to go to. And then we just simply render and watch what happens. Masterpiece. I'm sure Disney was going to be contacting, or Pixar, or somebody's going to be contacting me any day now for an animation job. Okay, that is a simple introduction to how to do anticipation principle for inside a Blender grease pencil. Of course, as I said, you could go ahead and in your draw mode hand draw each of these. That's completely up to you on how you like to move forward. But for this case, I think a circle was the easiest way to do that. Look forward to seeing what you create.